I'm really excited to be speaking at the Polyglot 2020 conference, speaking to language lovers and speaking about something I'm passionate about, the language of Igbo, our culture, our heritage, my life. My name is Millicent Nkiruka Mwadiaro. Nkiruka meaning the future is greater. The Igbo people's names have meaning. I'm from Nigeria, Igbo, but I live in the United Kingdom. I'm a teacher, tutor of the Igbo language, community tutor, native speaker, and one of the platforms I use in teaching is the italki. I teach using flashcards, poems, fun, video, role play, and I vary my teaching to suit my students. And I tell my students, Igbo has many dialects, over 30, but I teach using the central Igbo language. It's not easy to learn Igbo, especially if you study English is your first language because of the order of speaking. Igbo people will say, may your morning be good. English will say, good morning. Igbo people say, my mother, mine. English people will say, my mother. You have to take all that into consideration when you're teaching. I told you I live abroad and I've got a daughter that I want to pass on my language, my culture to. And I did a short video of me teaching her and I shared it with my network. And that's how this business started, of me going to be a tutor of the Igbo language, because I found that my friends and family were struggling to be able to teach their children the Igbo language and culture. And I also use every platform that I speak on to advocate for families to begin to make investments into the Igbo language so that it will not face extinction as predicted by UNESCO. And finally, I say to people, how come other languages are flourishing? The owners of the language made it attractive. We, the Igbo people, have to make ours attractive. And I ask you and you to come and learn the Igbo language. There's a famous proverb that states that the story of the hunt will always glorify the hunter until the lion learns to speak and tell its side of the story. And I thought to myself, what language does the lion learn? The language of the hunter or the language of the forest? The culture of the jungle that earned the lion the king of the jungle. Wait a minute. Who named the lion the king of the jungle? The hunter. Language lovers, I ask you, what language should the future generation be learning? The 20 most spoken language or the 7,000 languages? UNESCO has listed some languages that will go into extinction, and my language falls into that category. And I worry about our future generation. What language should my child speak? That's why I cry out today to say, let's begin to make investments to stop the linguicide, sleeping beauty that needs major investment, fanning it to make sure that that fire does not burn out. Who's going to do it? It's not a journey for just the Igbos. It's a journey for you and you. To save this culture from dying, to save the culture of the Igbo people. Let me tell you about the Igbos. The Igbos can be found everywhere in the world for economic reasons. But in terms of settlement and where they come from, it's from Africa. As a minority in Equatorial Guinea, but as a majority in Nigeria, and that's where I'll focus today. Nigeria can be found in the western part of Africa and is known amongst many things for 2 Ps, population, over 200 million people, and popular for many reasons, but language, it's not one of them. In Nigeria, we've got about 250 dialects. And the major groups are the Hausa, the Yorubas, and the Igbos. The Igbos are found in the southern east of Nigeria. The story of Ndi Igbos cannot be finished without mention or reference to the Nigerian Bihafran War, or the Bihafran War as it's known. The war broke out in 1967 and they fought all the way to 1970. It was led by General Ogbunigwe, and it was mainly the Igbos having the need for succession from Nigeria to start their own country. Igbo people fled from every part of the world to come back and join the war. They left their businesses, their homes, and they fought that war. Talking about the war, special reference must be made to Ogbunigwe. Ogbunigwe literally means the killer of multitude. This instrument was built and used during the war by sheer determination of the Igbo people to fight for what they believed in. When the war ended, it was declared there was no victor, no vanquish. Slowly, the Igbo people began to go back to where their businesses and their homes were. On getting there, they found nothing. Their businesses had been taken over. Their homes taken over. Money in the bank seized. At the time, Nigeria used pounds, and they gave everyone 20 pounds to start life all over again. Don't feel sorry for us. The story doesn't end there. Fast forward to today, the Igbos are the most successful in Nigeria because they're industrious, they're creative, they're tenacious people, they're resilient, they're focused, and they believe in unity. But it also made them aware that you need to build where your home is. So the Igbo people began to build bigger and better home in the southern eastern part of Nigeria at home. They also started to think about industries that in the case that a war breaks out again, it would not find them wanting. So there was a movement of resources back there to develop it. In 1971, with all the devastation and the hopelessness, People's Club was formed to foster that unity, to give hope at a very hopeless time after the devastation of the war, finding out that everything you own had been lost, and for social interaction. There's a song that the People's Club used to sing. They say, People's Club, ogwanyi hange mechio, biri bendo, ebichendo, amari hange mechio. The song says, what should we do tomorrow? And they say, focus on today. When you finish today, tomorrow will decide for itself. That's what the war taught the Igbo people. Let's focus on today. And that has been the focus. Not that they don't have long-term plans, but we say, let's deal with today and let's deal with it together. The Igbo people have a lot of masquerades as part of our cultural heritage for entertainment, and also they put the fear of God in you. They said the masquerades are inhabited by spirits, so you have to be careful when they come out. As we birth, there's a lot of celebration with birth, and so also do we celebrate deaths. The Igbo people organize themselves in terms of age grade, social interaction, for so many other things, social political structure, that will decide what kind of death ceremony that the person would receive. The Igbo family, father, mother, son, daughter. The father is seen as the head of his immediate family. But in the larger context, it depends on the age and the title. But we won't talk about that today. But the father grooms his son from birth to take over in case if they look for him and they can't find him. So yes, the Igbo people lay a lot of emphasis on a male child because they believe that the male child will keep the house going, take care of the mom and the rest of the family. If the father had landed property, you take your son and you show him exactly where his things are, your things are. So he knows. If there are disputes, he's there. So he has information. Because if the father is no more, he expects his son to take over the name and the legacy of the family to make sure that he caters for the family. Yes, Igbo people lay a lot of emphasis on a male child, basically for heritage, keeping the name, and also to protect the household. We also look at the marriage not to be just the bride and the groom. It's a marriage of families, a marriage of culture. And the Igbo people say to a man, you have to be matured to be able to take a wife. So once that intention has been declared, the two families will go out and search out what kind of family are their children going to marry into. Is there a family that they want to relate with? And once that has been established, that they're happy to go into that marriage, they then drop a list of the things that you should provide on the day of the marriage. And it varies. Yam, money, drinks. Sometimes it goes above that. Clothes. At the time this list is exchanged, there's room for negotiation. I can do this, I can't do that. Although most times it's frowned on. They believe if you're a man, whatever list you've been given to, you should be able to meet it. On the day of the ceremony, they go through that list to be sure that everything has been provided. And once they're happy, the elders are happy, they will call on the bride and then ask the bride, have you seen everything that we have received today? Are you happy for us to eat that which your groom has brought? Because if we eat it, we cannot bring it back up. And once that has been established, the ceremony starts. Let's talk about the orji. Orji is what we call the kola nut. Very important in the Igbo culture. That kola nut signifies unity, trust, friendship. The kola nut has stopped wars. The Igbo people say, onye wetara orji, wetara ndụ. He who brings kola brings life. No ceremony in Igbo culture can start until the kola nut has been broken. And it's usually broken by either a titled person or the most elderly person in that group. There's also a bit of culture in terms of how that is presented and who breaks and who prays. And when you present kola nuts, you better present some money to thank the person that is breaking the kola nuts. It's also the Igbo way of taking care of the old. This kola nut has stopped wars. Because once you come with an intention or ill feeling, once it's been prayed over, most times it dissuades and it slows down, or most times it douses that whole negative energy and people become one. Culture. The Igbo culture that has sustained us, because when you start a conversation, you start with love. You remind the people why we are one. So who is the person praying for this kola nut? Does all that incantation, and the prayer tells you the relationship that you have. So why fight? It reminds us of where we come from, that we are one and that we can speak. There is nothing that we cannot do. If we have wronged you, we would rectify it so that we can remain one. Igbo si na onye wetara orji, wetara ndụ. He that brings kola nut brings life. Let's talk about our food. We've got many dishes, many to talk about. Organic, fresh. But I'll just talk about a few today. Ube na ọka, which is the corn and the pear, like a snack. Let's talk about owa. Then we have different types of soup, which we call ofe, eaten with pounded yam. Wash your hands. Bowl it, you can fill your food and enjoy it. Yummy. At the beginning of my speech, I talked about the lions that have learned to read and speak and document culture. So the story is not just one-sided. Let me talk about a few of our cultural icons that have documented the Igbo culture. The first one is Chinua Achebe. His first name is Chinualomogu. My God, my advocate that fights for me. And one of his many books that I love is Things Fall Apart, written years ago, but is as relevant as it can be today. Flora Nwapa, she wrote Efuru. Chimamanda, adichie. Chimamanda means my God will not fall. And one of her favorite books that I love is americanah. And talk about chigozie, obioma. Chigozie meaning God has blessed a good heart. And his first book I've read is Orchestra of the Minority. Fantastic. Let's talk about the beginning of decline of the Igbo language. It started off from the British colonization, where the British people came to Nigeria. They came with guns, gunboats, diplomacy, education, and religion. But the two most successful tools that brainwashed the Igbo people were the education and religion. At university level, the Igbo faculty was frowned on and looked at as local. And when you graduate, you're less likely to earn the same amount of money. English now became aspirational to the Igbo people. They embraced the Western culture. And everybody now started to crave the elites to speak like the English people. Let's talk about religion. They succeeded also to sell to the Igbo people that their ways were primitive, satanic, as opposed to the British way, which they termed civilized and godly. The Catholics made parents give children first names that are the English names. They consider them saint names. And I wonder, the saints are only English. There's no saints from Africa, thereby relegating the Igbo name to a middle name. The Igbo names had meaning, cultural context, a link to your heritage, describing the circumstances of your birth, and that which your parents wished for you. Like my name, Nkiru. Millicent is not one of the saints though. I dare say that one of the reasons also that could be backing that is so they could pronounce the Igbo names. So they could pronounce people's names. I like sometimes my colleagues at work, when I say try and pronounce Nwadiara, I'm thinking they're having epilepsy because I'm like, what is that? You're able to pronounce Miyoka. You make investment and time to learn it. Learn mine. It's respect. In terms of education, the Igbo people started to crave the white man's way. And yes, you'll be looked upon as being an elite because you can speak with the accent of a white man. And we began to take names like Duke of York, Wellington. And any other thing was frowned upon. Obviously, making the children not as interested as picking up Igbo. That was then. But now, we can't keep talking about what happened. What we need to do is fix it. Why should you learn how to speak Igbo? Igbo land is rich with natural resources, agriculture. We don't look for handouts. We want you to come and trade with us. Come and speak the Igbo language and let's do business together. Come and partner with people that turn 20 pounds into wealth. Come and partner with people that have love, respect. Igbo people have also successfully created the apprenticeship model where one person starts a business and you call your brothers and sisters and they join you. And after a while, when they've learned the trade, you send them forth and you start a business for them. That's how we have come back to where we are. Come and learn the Igbo language. Do not let it go into extinction. Join me. Igbo amaka, which means Igbo is beautiful. Today I'm going to be teaching you what I have called the Igbo 101. The introduction to Igbo. I'll be teaching about the Igbo alphabet called mkpuru, edemede. Mkpuru is known as seed. Edemede is what you use to write, seeds for writing. During this lesson, I'm going to be using my talking book, and it will help me in terms of pronouncing the alphabets. And I will take you through the lessons, and today you will learn over 60 words and also talking about the cultural context and meaning of those words. Igbo alphabet has 36 letters compared to the English language that has 26. It's broken down into the vowels and the consonants. Igbo alphabets, we don't have the C, we don't have Q and X. Igbo vowels are broken down into 3. One is the vowels, which is known as oda ume. Say that after me, oda ume. And there are 8. In terms of consonants, our Igbo consonants are known as mbochi ume. Mbochi ume are divided into 2 different groups. Mbochi ume di otu otu, which means the consonants that are in 1 letters each. And then 19. We also have mbochi ume bara mpi. Mbochi ume bara mpi. By the time you go through the class, you'll be able to pronounce these words. Mbochume barampi are the alphabets that come in pairs, barampi, together. And they're 9 in total, and they come in 2s, pairs. And we'll go through the lesson to know how each of them sound. Once you understand the Igbo alphabet, you're able to pronounce the words, and you're able to read in Igbo. I'm going to take you through them. And remember, I said we're going to be using the talking book to help with the sounds. And I will give you 1 word, tell you what it means in Igbo, and we'll pronounce the word together. So the first alphabet in Igbo is A, and this is how it's pronounced. A, as it's pronounced. It's written. See how it's broken down. Sounds. Ada. Ada is the name of a girl. And Ada is the name that we give to the first daughters in a family. Pronounce it. Ada. Ada. Let's do the second one. It's a B. And the word I will use to talk about B today is bia. Come. Bia. Come. Let's pronounce that together. Bia. Another word that is famous in Igbo is biko, magic word. Biko means please. Biko, please. Can we say that together? Ada, biko. Ada, bia. Please, Ada. You can even say biko, Ada, bia. Please, Ada, come. So you're already making sentences. Very good. Let's move to the next one. Remember, I told you that the Igbo alphabet does not have a C. The next one after B is, and it's pronounced like that. Chi. And the word I will use to describe this today is chi. If you know the Igbo people, most of our names start with chi. Chioma, good God. Chi nyere, God gives. Chi, Igbo people are quite religious. So when I use the capital chi, it's for God. They also make a lot of reference to a deity. And I use the smaller one, chi, goddess. Igbo people believe that once a man is born, there's a God that follows you. Chim som, my God is following me. If something goes wrong, they'll say, the person's chi was not present. If something goes right, they'll say, your chi was present. Chi, pronounced the same. Chi, deity, goddess, and God. Chi nyere, my God gives. Chi nyere. The next one is D. D. And the word I'll use to speak about D is DK. DK is known as a hero. Budikem. Mwambu dikem. My child is my hero. And you can have your own hero. Hero can also be used in the context of someone that speaks well. They say, wow, you've spoken like a hero. So you come out and you speak, you are a hero. If there's a dispute in the house, they say, go and get the heroes. Go and get the strong men of the house that will help us solve this problem. Habu dike. Bring your DKs out. DK, hero. Another magic word is dalo. Dalo. Thank you. Dalo. 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 Thank you. Next one is anodaume. Let's see. It's a vowel. And there we get E-A. Yes. A. Yes. A. Yes. Ada. A. Yes, Ada. Yes, Mom. A. Let's talk another one. A. Ekene. Ekene means greeting. The Igbo people take greeting very important. You meet an Igbo man, the first thing he expects from you is greeting. We see an elderly person, you start with greeting. You come into a place where people are, you greet first. Igbo people also have many dialects and names that you use to greet them. If you do not know, you ask, how would you like me to greet you? What is the name that is used to recognize you? Greeting according to the title is taken. Greeting according to your gender. Greeting according to where you come from. The next one is a consonant. Mbochume di otu otu. And it sounds like that. The word I will use for that is for, which means blow. For, blow. So you blow for blum blum. That's a balloon. For blum blum. For flutes. Blow into your flute. Play the flute. For opi. We have an instrument they call opi. And they make beautiful music with it. For opi. Play the opi. For blow into that instrument. The next one is another mbachume di otu. Pronounced like that. Ga. Ga is go. Ga. Ga. Remember, the alphabet that follows the first word changes the sound. G. Ga means go. Ga. Or guinea. What? Guinea. What? Remember? G. Now if it's G. Guinea. Guinea. What? What is it? Ga. Olo. Go home. Next one is the double consonants. Bachume, maram, mpi. Very good. And this one, I would say ba, to shoot. Igbo people are also known to have a verb preceding an action. So I've said ba is shoot. And also if I say bam Millie, spray water in your garden. Bam Millie, baka, click your fingers. Baka, click your fingers. Baegu. Egu is dance, but it's baegu. The verb for dancing is baegu. Ba. I hope you're following. Let's go to the next one. So at this point, I think we're still at Mbochume Barampi, another consonant that is double. Hey, fry. Hey, ya, fry it. Hey, ya, bake it. Hey is to bake. Hey, hey, ya, fry it. Eya. Fried. I hope you're following. The next one is another mbochume bara mbi. Gwe, I will tell you, gwa, tell, gwa, tell. Now, do you know what the Igbo people called riddle? Wam, wam, wam. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Wam, wam, wam. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Wam, wam, wam. Wa is to tell. If you want a riddle, you say wam, wam, wam. Can you say that? Wam, wam, wam. I'll tell you a riddle another time. The next one, go back to mbochume di otu otu, the singular consonants. Did you get that? Ha. Ha is the pronoun for day. It's the word for day. Day. Ha. Ha. It's like ha. We say ha. Remember our A. Ah. Ha. Ah. Did you get that? Very good. Next one we're going to be talking about is Igwe. Igwe is known also as an iron. Igwe is a bicycle. Igwe is also a title that the Igbo people take. Igwe, Igwe for bicycle. Igwe, iron. Igwe, a king, a titled man. Igwe, Igwe. Say it with me. Igwe, Igwe. Another E word is Ijoma. Have a safe trip. Ijoma. Have a safe trip. And the Igbo people use it a lot. You come and visit someone you're going, they say, Ijoma. May you arrive at your destination okay. And now we have the first alphabet that's got the dot underneath, so it changes it. Let's hear how that sounds. That's the one without the dot. Let's go with the one that has the dot. And the word I will use to refer to that, ifunanya. Ifunanya. Ifunanya means love, affection. Ifunanya. So when we bring out our kola nut, is to show that love and affection. Ifunanya. The next one is Did you get that? I told you the Igbo people have many dialects. Some people say ga for go. Some people say J, and they're both popular. Ga, J. Another word is jisike. If Igbo person comes in and sees you working, they'll say jisike. Well done. Keep trying. You've done well. Jisike. Encouraging you to carry on with what you're doing. You can't finish talking about the Igbo people without talking about the yam. And we'll call yam G. G. Next word, letter we're going to be looking at is K. K. For kilo sounds like K for kilo. Kedu. Kedu. Kedu is the short form of saying how are you? But the full thing is Kedu ki mere or Kedu kodi. But Kedu, we can also say Kachifo, good nights. Kachifo, remember Chi-fo, see you tomorrow. Let the morning come. Kachifo, they describe the event. Kachifo, let the morning come. Kachifo, can you say that? Very good, well done. The next one is this one makes my student laugh. Bakmando. Bakmando. Ba-a-ba-ndo. Bakmando is the star. Bakmando. And it describes the star in all its entirety. Bakmando, the one that shines out. The next one we will talk about is Sounds like queen. Fuo, say it. Fuo, for say. Fuo, ya is say it. Another one we say is kwoshe. You can't grow up in an Igbo land without hearing kwoshe. When you're being naughty, kwoshe. Stop. Kwoshe. Stop. Kwoshe. Very good. Let's go to the next one. Le. Le means look. Le, look. The Igbo people will say le anya. Anya is eyes. Le anya. Be attentive. Is that be attentive? Le anya. Anya is eyes. So they say look with your eyes. Le anya. Le anya. Be careful. So they also talk in those contexts. Be careful. Look at where you're going. Be attentive. Be observant. Le anya. But le is to look. Now for me, I will talk about mba. Mba means what? No. Mba. No. Mba. No. Mba also means scold. Mba. Scold. When you hear the tone change, you know it's now time for scolding. Mba. So you can actually say no, but in a scolding way. Mba. Scolding. Very good. Can you say that? Mba. Mba. Obviously, when you're being scolded, it's not that voice. But mba is the word used for scold. Here we'll talk a bit about the family tree. Nna is a dad. Nna, remember a. Nna, double N. Nna. The mom is known as nne with an E. Nne with an E. When you come into an Igbo person's house, when he says welcome, he says no. No, welcome. No, welcome. Nna, nne, no. Using different alphabets after the N to show the different sound. Doing good. Nna, nne, no. Very good. This is nwe, like my surname, Nwadiaro. Nwe. I know the English people do not have an NW, but you can practice it. Nwe, nwe, nwe. Have, nwe, have. Enwem ajuju. I have a question. Nwe ajuju. Enwerem, meaning I have. Nwe, to have. But the verb is nwe, inwe, inwe, nwe. Can you say that? Nwe. Good. Another consonant, double. Bara mpi. Nye, nyem. Nyem, give me. Nyem, nyemaka, give me a lending hand. Nyemumiri, give me water. Nyem, nyem. This alphabet is very funny and special. Sometimes you Google it and it will not even come up. It will show as an inscription just like that. And that's pronounced. So for this we say mo, drink. Millie, drink water. Angole, happiness. I told you the Igbo people are happy people. Angole, happiness. Angole, the Igbo people love to enjoy and to entertain social interaction. Angole. Can we say it? Mo, drink. Angole, enjoyment, happiness. And after that, we will go to another udaume, which is the vowel. O as in orange. Obi. Obi. Obi is a name. Obinna, the heart of the father. Obi. Obi, heart. Obi, heart. Obinna, heart of the father. And also we've got the Obi, which is the local parlor. An established man will have an Obi in his house. That is where you have serious conversations, settle disputes. If there's a marriage, it's at the Obi that is being held. Obi. Onye nkuzi. Onye nkuzi, a teacher. Onye nkuzi is known as a teacher. Onye means who. Onye means who. Then let's go to the second alphabet, that is O, but with a dot underneath it. Let's listen to how the other one sounds. O, and this is O. Think about awful. Opara, the first son, very significant in the Igbo culture. Opara, the first son, is a title in the Igbo land, and they play significant roles. And the orji is the kola nut, and it does play a very significant role in the Igbo culture. So onye wetara orji, wetara ndụ. He who brings the kola nut brings life, brings friendship, brings unity, brings trust. Orji. After that, we will do another consonant, single one. Pour. Pour. Leave. Pour. 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 Leave this place. Pour. Leave. Pour. Leave. Re is eat. Rie, to eat. Rie, eat. Reiji, it's yam. Riano, chew yam, but it's rienri, eat a food. Rie is for eating. Next one is like Sierra. Word for it is sa, wash. Sa, wash. Saru, have a bath. Sefere, wash the plate. Sa, wash. Sa, very good. Next one is the ubachume barambi. Shiashi, lie. Verb before the action. Shia-ashe. Shia-ashe. Sh-a-ashe. Lie. Shia-ashe. Lie. Next one is sorry. Remember, the Igbo people, they put a lot of significance on today. Ta. Ta. Ah. Ta. Today. Let's focus on today. Ta. Let's go to another udaume. So when you think about u here, think about pool. The u in the pool. O. Ude. Cream. Ude. Cream. Ude. 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 Pool. Ude. Very good. Now let's go to the next one, but it has a dot, and let's see the difference. Let's just compare that. And we'll look at things like ulo, house. Ulo, house. Ulo, house. Nwanne sibling. Nwanne sibling. Very good. Nwanne sibling. Let's go to Mvo, your nail. Mvo, your nail. Mvo, your nail. Remember, we have to break it down into single sounds and then put them together. Mvo. Say it. Mvo. Very good. Well done. We, like in whiskey. Waiter, bring. Waiter, bring. Waiter, bring. Waiter mmiri, bring me water. Waiter mmiri, bring me water. Ya, his or hers. The Igbo people do not have different genders, so we have one pronoun that covers the male or female. His or hers. Ya. Another word is yiri. Yiri means the act of wearing a cloth. Yiri aqua. Yiri aqua. Wear your dress, wear your cloth. Yiri is the act, the verb to put on a cloth. Yiri aqua. Put on your cloth. Yiri. Chiamara yiri neya. Chiamara resembles the mom. Yiri. So yiri can be wear, it can also mean resemble. Chiamara yiri neya. Chiamara looks like the mom. Yiri neya. Yiri, resemble. Remember, we talk about context. Context. And it changes that word. We're there. Last one. And for this, za is to sweep. Z-a, sweep. And then za, answer. Zam, answer me. Zam, answer me. Zaya, sweep it. Zaya, sweep it. Zam, answer me. I hope you've enjoyed this. And if you follow this Igbo 101 on alphabet, you'll be able to read Igbo, you'll be able to pronounce the words. Broken it down to a way that is simple into little sounds that you can put together. Hope you enjoyed my class. Igbo amaka, Igbo is beautiful. Let's keep learning. Dalu, Igbo amaka, Igbo is beautiful. Komesia, see you later.